Good morning, students. My name is Sreema Jeevan. I am dealing community health nursing. Unit number 4, epidemiology and nursing management of common communicable diseases. So last class itself I have started the what is bacterial zoonotic disease. So zoonotic disease means the disease is transmitted from the animal to the human body, and here some divisions are there. So the previous classes and all we has learned about what is viral zoonotic disease. This is the second one, that is bacterial zoonotic disease. So here we has learned about brucellosis and plague in the last class. Today we are going to learn about the human salmonellosis. So human salmonellosis introduction. Salmonella infection or salmonellosis is a common bacterial diseases that affect the intestinal tract, and salmonella bacteria typically live in the animal as well as the human intestine and are shed through the fecals. And human become infected most frequently through the contaminated water or food. Typically the peoples with the salmonella infection have no symptoms. So what the introduction it is telling that, so it is a bacterial infection only. So it will be there where which part of the body it will be staying means it will be staying in the intestine. So either it will be staying in the animal side or it will be staying in the human intestine. So how it will be passing out means it will, through the fecal matter, this bacteria will be going outside from the human body as well as the animal body. So how the humans they are getting the infection means maybe through the contaminated water or a contaminated food. And here most of the people they are not at all showing the signs and symptoms of salmonellosis condition. Second heading is incubation period. So incubation period is typically 6 to 72 hours. So here rapidly it will be there increasing or getting the condition, that is salmonellosis, that is it will be taking within the 6 to 72 hours the incubation period, and it is an atypical one, and illness has been documented even 16 days after the exposure. Okay, so how it will be exhibiting the signs and symptoms is it will be taking for the 16 days after the exposure of the condition. Then we'll see what is it causative organism. So causative organism, there are two species of salmonella is there, Salmonella bongorii and Salmonella enterica. So usually a Salmonella enterica is the main cause for the condition which will be present in the intestine of the animals and intestine of the human body, and there are so many subspecies also was there for this salmonella. Okay, so causative organism for the salmonellosis is the mainly two species of salmonella is there. So one is bongorii, that is Salmonella bongorii, and next one is Salmonella enterica. So enterica which will be mostly commonly seen in the intestine of both the animals as well as the human body, which will be making the condition as salmonellosis. Then we'll see the mode of transmission. Salmonellosis in human is generally contracted through. So how it will be there means there are three methods are there. First one is mainly two common is two, and one is rare case only. Okay, so consumption of contaminated food of animal origin only. So once you are consuming contaminated food of animal origin like egg, meat, poultry, meats and all, then dietary product like milk and all. So what happened here means when you already the animal is infected. So infected animal product when you are consuming is that time we also will be getting the salmonellosis condition. So once more, the consumption of contaminated food of animal origin, so mainly egg. So already the infected animal, egg, meat, poultry items or the milk and all when you are consuming means we also getting the infection. Second one is, although other foods including green vegetables contaminated by manure have been implicated, it may be transmitted. So it is maybe because it's contaminated animals, for example cow, what happened here means, so cow dung, if when you are putting towards the plants, so plants also will be getting this type of bacteria which is present in the cow dung, that is salmonella, any species will be there. So what happen is, the vegetables, green leafy vegetables, maybe spraying will be there. So if you are not thoroughly cleaning the green leafy vegetable, that time also we will be getting the condition. Okay, so spraying of cow dung, so we will be mixing the cow dung with water and liquefying, and maybe some people they will be spraying towards the plants and all, so vegetative areas and all. So what happened here means, the green leafy vegetables, once you are going not cleaning properly, that time or not cleaning properly, or raw vegetables when you are having, that time and all we will be getting the conditions. The third one is, person to person transmission can also occur through the fecal-oral route. Okay, so person to person transmission also can be occur through the fecal-oral route. So next one, that is the main three mode of transmission. That is, first one is the consumption of contaminated food or animal origin, that is infected animal product when you are having this, you also become as infected. Second one, it's so if you are not cleaning thoroughly the green leafy vegetable, because in the green vegetative area and all, cow dung, so infected cow dung, if you are spraying towards the plants, if you are not thoroughly cleaning the particular vegetables and all means, maybe you will be getting the transmission. The third one is, person to person transmission can also be through the fecal-oral route. Then we'll see the clinical features. So what are the clinical features for this salmonellosis means? First one is weakness. So weakness will be there, tiredness will be there, and though you are having the intestine, the bacteria is present in the intestine, we will be getting the nausea, vomiting. Then because of more infection in the intestinal area, we will be getting the fever. Then abdominal pain, bloating, that is gas formation will be there, and you will be getting the muscle pain, joint pain, and because of intestinal infection, the person will be getting the diarrhea. So these are the commonly clinical features for the salmonellosis. First one, the person will be getting the tiredness or weakness will be there, and because of bacteria which is present in the intestine, the person will be getting the nausea and as well as the vomiting. Then which bacteria which is present in the intestine, which can making for the infectious towards the patient, that's why the person will be getting the fever. Then intestine, it's the bacteria present, that's why the person is getting the abdominal pain, bloating, that is gas formation will be there. Then muscle pain, that is abdominal muscle pain, then the whole body getting infection, the person will be getting the full body pain. Then because of infection in the intestinal area, the person will be getting the diarrhea. So these are the clinical features for the salmonellosis. Then we'll see the investigations. So mainly two investigations we are doing, blood culture test and stool culture test. So in the case of blood culture test, we will be seeing the accuracy and all, 80 to 100% of accuracy we are going for seeing in case of blood culture system. So bacteremia, so whether it is detecting of or presence of the bacteria, we are going for seeing. So with the help of the blood culture, we can able to detect, with the help of modern blood culture system, we can detect the bacteria about 80 to 100% accurately. And second one is stool culture. So as this disease's duration increases, the sensitivity of the blood culture will be decreases, and we will be doing the sensitivity test for the stool isolation increases. So I think better than this blood culture in the stool examination is the best one for the salmonellosis. Why? Because this bacteria which is present in the intestine will be passing through the stool only. So better than the blood culture, we can able to do the stool culture, because it's a highly sensitivity for the stool isolation will be increasing. But in case of because of longer duration will come as increases, the blood culture sensitivity become as decreases, and but duration is increases, but in case of stool means isolation sensitivity test become as increase. Why? Because in the stool the bacteria which is present will be multiplied. Okay. Next one is treatment. The most people will be recover without a specific treatment. I have told you in the introduction part itself, the person won't be exhibiting sometime. Most of the people, they are not showing the symptoms and all, and that's why the treatment also like this. The most people recover without the specific treatment. Antibiotics are typically used only to treat people with a severe illness. So if the person is having more infection is there, means the person have to take the antibiotic tablets. Okay. The patient should drink extra fluid as long as diarrhea lasts. So if more infection is there, means we should take the antibiotic, as well as the person is having the symptom of diarrhea is there, means we should tell the patient to drink lot of water. The diarrhea may also be severe that the person needs to be hospitalized. So if it is a severe condition in the diarrhea, that is a body fluid electrolyte imbalance will be there once the person is having the diarrhea. So what you have to do means, if the person, sometimes the person is tiredness or weakness is there, means they can't able to have the or drink the water. So mostly we will take the patient towards the hospital to maintain the fluid and electrolyte balance. Then second point is, in rare cases infection may spread from the intestine to the bloodstream. Okay, so infection can able to spread from the intestine to the bloodstream and then to the other part of the body. In this case, the salmonella can cause the death unless the person is treated promptly with antibiotic. So in some cases what happens is the infection is increasing. So the intestinal bacteria which that is salmonella which is present in the intestine, which can able to go to the bloodstream, and through the bloodstream what happens means circulation, it can able to other parts of the body, leading to also the death also. So whenever we need the treatment, at the proper timing we should give the treatment or take the treatment, otherwise you will be getting the complications, even maybe going for the death also. So most probably, if any infection is there, means we will be getting fever time, and so you can able to have the antibiotics as per the doctor's order. Next one, prevention and control. So sorry, here one eye is missing. Then since the salmonellosis is zoonotic in origin, the preventive measures should begin at the farm and embrace all the elements of the food chain through live organism or animal product processing, the final food preparation towards the consumptions. So as the salmonellosis is a zoonotic condition only, so it is from the animal's origin. So there are certain preventive measures we can able to go for using from the farm itself, where we are making the growth of the maybe hens, or maybe from the poultry items or cow and all, where the farm area is there, farm is there, from there itself we can able to start the prevention. So first one, the farm level means disease can be controlled. For example, immunization of the farm animals against the salmonellosis. So first of all, because it is a zoonotic diseases only, it is transmitted from the animal side. So we can able to start the preventive measure from the farm itself. We can able to prevent the measures we can take from the animal itself. So first one is disease control. How we can able to control the disease means we can able to give the vaccination to the animals against the salmonellosis condition. Second one, use of hygienic animal feeding. So when you are feeding the animals, give them hygienic foods only. Then third one, ensuring a sanitary environment for the animals. So their environment should be in a clean way. The sanitary facilities also should be in a clean way. Even they has making us dirty for the stools and all means you should clean it thoroughly with solutions. So for the disinfecting the areas and all. Okay, so prevention can be done from the farm where we are making the growth of the animals only. So first of all, we can able to control the diseases in the level of the immunization. We can give hygienic practices. We can able to maintain. Then we'll see the education, the prevention education on hygienic practices like hand. For a man means we can able to give the education towards the man to wash their hands after toilet use and avoid of eating of non-hygienic restaurant foods. Okay, so we can able to, as a man means we can able to give the health education like a hand washing we can do after the toilet use and all. The second one, proper handling and refrigeration of food even after cooking. So proper handling we should go for doing when you are cooking the foods, and a refrigeration of food even after the cooking and all. Then salmonella tap vaccinations are there, is available. It is actually it is, but effectiveness is low only, that is 50% claimed in protections. And the last point is antibiotic prophylaxis is not needed for the household contact. So if it is a household means we don't want to take the antibiotic prophylaxis. It is from the restaurant side, we are getting from the condition from outside. Okay, those who are not having the animals means we are consuming from the outside only the food, contaminated food means that time we should have the antibiotic prophylaxis therapy. Though you are in the household contact means you don't want to take the antibiotic therapy. But even one more point is that if you are getting the infection more means we will be getting fever that time. If you are not treating properly, you will be going for the highly complicated stage. Then safety, stay safety from salmonella infection. So first one is salmonella causes foodborne illness. So outbreak, it is from the 255 peoples, that is 43% after the travel to the Mexico's and all, linked to beef and cheese. So it's a foodborne diseases. So usually when you are consuming the beef or the cheese items and all, we'll be getting the conditions and all. So it's usually it is in the Mexico areas. So not only there, so in our country also we are having some more cases are there, especially in south part. New concerning antibiotic resistance are there. Severe infection means needed of antibiotics, and some recommended antibiotics may not work. Okay, so as per the doctor's order only we can able to have the antibiotics. Because why? Because the some of the antibiotic it won't be having the may not be working. Okay, recommended antibiotic and the dose only we should have for the concerned infections. Prevent illness from salmonella. Cook the beef to a safe internal temperature. So when you are cooking the beef items and all, we should keep in a internal pressure, safe internal pressures. And second one is avoid the soft cheeses made with a raw milk. So if it is actually pasteurized milk only we are using for making the soft cheese and all. So people sometimes they will be making with the raw milk for making the cheese items. So it will be spoiling at any cost. So these are the stay safe from the salmonella infection. That is, salmonella causes foodborne illness. That how we can able to prevent is the beef and cheese and all is the main thing for causing the foodborne diseases and all. So, and second part is antibiotic resistance, where some cases only we can able to take the antibiotics, that is severe infection time and all, and some of the antibiotics we can't able to use. And third one is how we can able to prevent the illness from the salmonella. Beef is one of the main foodborne disease, that we cook the beef and all, and then avoid the soft cheeses with the raw milks and all. So that's about the condition salmonellosis or salmonella infection. So we have learned the introduction part. So most of the people, they are not exhibiting the symptoms and all, and it is this salmonella is a bacterial zoonotic diseases only, which is this bacteria which is present in the intestine only. So intestine, how it is going outside means through the stool or a fecal matter only, the bacteria will be moving outside, and the incubation period is about 6 to 72 hours only, and after the exposure, that is 60 days after the exposure, the person will be showing the symptoms and all. And rare case, and most of the time the patient is not showing the symptoms, and symptoms like tiredness, vomiting, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea is the main thing and all. Then investigation time, when you are doing the investigation, blood culture as well as the stool culture you are doing. So stool culture is the best one than the blood culture, because more time is there means in the blood bacteria will go for that, but in case of stool means the multiplication will be there and sensitivity test become as positive. Then treatment wise, we can give the antibiotic if it is a severe cases and all means, even not taking the antibiotic properly at a correct timing is maybe this bacteria, intestinal bacteria, which can move towards the bloodstream, will be spreading to the other organs also, infection leading towards the death also. In order to avoid that one, proper timing you should take the treatment. Then prevention and control, and the prevention over towards the where we are making the animal to grow, from there itself we can start the measurement of prevention, that is clean the environment of the particular farm and immunize the animals and all. And for the man means we can give the health education, wash the hand before having the food and after going towards the toilet and all. And immunization also it's but 50% is cases only, it's a good thing. So stay safe from the salmonella infection. So hope all you has understood the topic. If you are having any doubt means you can able to ask me. Thank you.